Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 14th, and this is Math 4. And we are getting started with lesson 125, and we're moving on in our fractions. And we've talked about adding and subtracting fractions that have the same denominator. And those are really easy because we just have to look at the numerator or the top number. Okay? So as we continue, today we're going to talk about what happens if the denominator is not the same number, and how do we add and subtract those. Okay, so as you can see, we have two fractions that we're adding together. We're adding 1/2 and we're adding 3/8. Okay, well, last week, if the denominator was the same, then we could just add the top and give it the same denominator. But in this case, we see that we have a 2 and we have an 8, and they are not the same denominator, therefore we cannot add them this way. We have to change them so that way they both have the same denominator. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to keep the biggest denominator. So this is an 8, so we're going to keep it. Okay, we're going to rewrite it over here. And what we want to do is we want to change this denominator to this denominator so that they match. So we want both of the denominators in this case to have an 8. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to change my fraction to something with an 8 that means the same thing. So we have 1/2 here, and I want to think, what do I multiply by? I'm going to put a question mark there to get an 8. 2 times what is 8? I can also say 8 divided by 2 is what number? So I hope you're thinking that 2 times 4 equals 8. Okay? 2 times 4 equals 8. So this is how I get from 2 to 8. This is how I change it. Well, what do I do at the top then, or the numerator of the problem? Well, whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Okay? So if I multiplied by 4 on the bottom, I need to multiply by 4 on the top. 1 times 4 equals 4. Do you see that 1/2 and 4/8 really are the same fraction? Okay? Now that I have this changed, I have the same denominators. Now I can add. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So my answer is 7/8. Okay? If you're not understanding, rewind the video and watch this and do it several times. Ask for help if you're not understanding this. Don't watch the video and then just do your work and guess. Okay? You want to make sure that you rewatch it and you ask for help if you need it. Okay? Watch this video with a parent if you're not understanding it. Okay? Let them watch it with you so that they can see how to do the problem and they can help you on your work as well. Okay? So now we're going to do a subtraction problem. We have 3/4 minus 3/8. Well, here it's the same situation. We have a 4 as a denominator and we have an 8 as a denominator, and we need to use the one that's the biggest. So we're going to use this 8 here. Okay, so I'm going to move over my 3/8. Okay, and then I want this one to change to an 8. So 4 times what equals 8? Hope you're thinking 4 times 2 equals 8. Okay, whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So I'm going to multiply the top times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. So 6/8 minus 3/8. 6 minus 3 is 3, and I keep the denominator. 3/8 is my answer. Okay? All right. Let's see. That should set you up. I'm going to do number 1 on the back page as another example. I just want to do one more with you. It says 3/6 plus 1/3. Well, in this case, notice that 6 is the bigger denominator here. Okay, so we have been moving this one over and changing this one, but in this case, the 6 is the bigger denominator, so we want to move it over, and we want to change this one to a 6. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6, so 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, 3 plus 2 is 5. Keep the common denominator of 6. 5, 6. Okay, all right. Marco Polo me, let me know if you need help today. Have your parents watch this video with you if you're struggling as well, and that way they can also help you.